Okay, good morning guys. Today we're going to be doing some Arab tents to carry on with our desert themed scenery. So we've done the adobe tower, we've done wall sections that can obviously be used for small obstacles and barriers. Did an oasis with a bunch of wells, some palm trees on didn't stream yesterday, on Monday's stream, did the palm trees. So yeah, we're now going to be adding tents to the mix so we can kind of get this little oasis encampment made up. Don't mind me, I'm just looking for my glasses. I'll probably take them into the house. Along with that. Okay, okay, let me just grab some reference images from my folder. Okay, so here's a few kind of like photographs of the kind of thing we're after. So we've got obviously some wooden sticks propping up the tent frame, and it just looks like tons of canvas just stitched together and draped over. Same again here, we've got the roof tarpaulin, and then we've got the sides coming down. This one's a bit more ramshackle looking, weighted down with stones around the outside, which obviously will help. Looks like it's buried in the sand as well, so stops the sides flopping up. Now these are going to be quite big, so I think maybe we do one large one that's going to be in pieces, it'll be post-assembled, and then we'll do a couple of smaller ones. So this is an idea of the construction of them and stuff. So this one here, where it's all rolled up, will be a nice one. We'll put a little bit of bedding on the inside. Okay, let's get stuck in. Right, so I'm going to start with a cube, because why not? Okay, this guy in the scene here is my scale reference. It's a 28mm scale human. And this is my scale ruler. So the tent, I think we want to be probably not too high, I don't think. I can't imagine they're going to be standing up and walking around in there. Let's keep the sides low. Let's keep the sides lower than a human's height. So if I look at the edges here of this you can see a cushion and a little table. But I would say a human is going to probably stand up at this point in the middle, but not on the outsides, and the outsides are going to be a little bit lower than that. So obviously in the desert you're not going to want anything too high, so if it's prone to catching the wind it's just going to get blown away, isn't it? So they're going to have to be streamlined enough they're not going to catch the wind. Okay. So guys, I'm just streaming out a bit of stream of consciousness, kind of rationalising at the moment. Oops, drink out the wrong side of my cup. Okay. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, I'm just going to dynamish this. Okay, so 488 is too much. It's just almost crashed them. Okay, so I'm just going to take the centre of the centre of the... Where is my centre point? Oh. Stupidly, I'm going back to front. Okay, so here's the side. So we're going to take this centre point of the tower. Keep calling it a tower, it's a tent. And raise it up. Let's widen it out. Now I've got to just double check that it's going to match the parameters of the build plate. So I just want to rotate this around 90 degrees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I want to try and keep it to 60mm. And the reason being, the build plate is like 65mm, 68mm wide. So having a build plate like this means we can support it, print it off point, and jobs are good. Okay. Right, so we're just going to re-dynamesh this with a lower resolution, polish it. Okay, I'm just going to use a clay brush to fill in here. Come back to the trim dynamic. Use this inverted as well. Okay, here's a little tip for you. I know I want it this big. It's a pain to work on in full size to try and do this smoothing with, so I'm just going to use a large size brush. I'm going to just get the shape while it's narrow like this, and then we'll stretch it back out and then re-dynamesh it again. And that means I'm going to worry about kind of trying to even it out over an extended range, extended area. If I can narrow it even more than that, then it'll be even better. Decent profile, I'm happy with that. Right, actually, I say it's a decent profile, it's not, is it? I need to have the outsides of the tents far more tapered, so let's get working on that. In fact, if I do X and Z symmetry, put local symmetry on. Right, so there's a cross section of the tent. Now that I've polished that, let's stretch it back out again. Dynamesh it. Right, just for ease of use, I'm going to slice the front and the back off, group it, delete the hidden bits, and then we'll mirror and weld on the x-axis. Right, now this is going to be hollow. Sorry guys, I'm just deciding what to do next. So I think we had this discussion on the last stream. So we're dealing with historicals. We want it to be relatively realistic in terms of, you know, we want it to be believable for the era. But we have a challenge in that the actual periods like real stuff that, you know, historically existed. It's made out of perishable materials. So we don't actually have any legitimate records of what these things would look like. So all we can go by is like technologies that we know existed at the time, materials that we know were available to them, and just do our best to kind of match it. There is an element of guesswork in that, of course. Some wood graining on. Well, I'm not going all the way to the ends because you can't see them. The middle is obviously inside the tent, so we're not going to see that. As I say, I'm not doing it, I'm doing it. Well, guys, anybody who was on Facebook or YouTube, I do apologise. I've not had my multi-stream chat on, so if you've been speaking, I've not seen it. Turn laser mouse off of this because it's easier to do little notches and nicks and stuff like that when you don't have laser mouse activated. Okay, let's duplicate this mirror and weld it on the Z axis, I think it is. There we go. And then we probably want another one at the top. Well, maybe not. I'm going to duplicate the sticks here. Let's get some of this structure in, so dead in the centre. Lift it up. Right, now I'm going to use there's a mesh modifier, grid modifier, a deformer, and it's just that one really I want to move, isn't it? So we're now going to just go and put the move brush on. I want my symmetry X and Z. It's going to get the back and the front and the sides and everything else all at the same time. Pick that to there, cover the stick. And this bit I want to come up, and we're going to lower this down. So it comes up in that oops. Ladies, mouse back on. 12 intensity. We'll just use the polish tool to polish it out. Tape at the back a touch. Don't want it to be a defined ridge. That'll pass through. So Dynamesh the first one, Dynamesh the original one. And I was going to boolean them out so the tent is hollow. There we go. Now we've got an actual tent. Some actual poles in it. That was why I had the thing in the middle. Okay, so typically we're going to have the ropes coming from here to tie it down, guide ropes. Don't know what I'm going to do on here though. Go. Might be that these These sticks need to be printed as separate pieces and then inserted, but we'll see. Alright, let's how to do this the other day now. It was symmetry, radial symmetry, Y, and I think I just kept it down to 2. Oh, come on, I've done all of that and it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked, I forgot to put local symmetry on. Fail. So now, yeah, there we go. So as I sculpt this now, go from one end to the other, you should see it starting to appear over on the left hand side. So what I need to do is just come around and just rejoin all of these. Trying to maintain the angle to be consistent, so that's looking at the gap between the sections being even is a good way of benchmarking that. I'm not pressing too hard because I don't want to pull through from the other side. So I'm doing light passes, multiple lighter passes. Do the blending on. You can't do this by using standard symmetry. You've got to use radial if you want to do it for sculpt a rope like this, because otherwise the strands don't wrap around. They'll kind of meet up instead, which you don't want. So yeah, radial symmetry, y-axis. Sculpt the front and then join the sides. Job's a good one. Once you've done this, you can use the bend curve modifier to make the rope less straight and more ropey. In this case, I actually do want it to be straight because it's going to be taut and anchoring the tent down. So if there's slack in the rope, it's not doing its job. It's a laborious process, but in the interest of hand sculpting everything and not using ready-made rope brushes and things like that, it's worthwhile doing. One of the reasons I'm doing this, by the way, like this, apart from the fact it's my style and that's just how I do it, the rest of the figure range that this is going to be accompanying, they're all hand sculpted miniatures. So the Baron's War models, they're all made by Paul Hicks. He's done a wonderful job on them all, but they are all traditionally sculpted using epoxy putties, like green stuff. And yeah, if you go too digital and too, what's the word? You go too digital with it and make it too kind of clean and computerized, then obviously everything looks a little bit out of kilter, then it doesn't quite match in. That was a fail. Oops. Yeah, I'm gonna actually save that as a rope, because I often need a rope. I'm going to be finishing stream early today, so I'm going to be only on till about 1 o'clock. Got a few things I need to get done at home. A few deliveries coming and stuff, so okay, so now for the tent, we want a kind of a top section and then we want the base section, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just sculpt take symmetry off now. We're going to do some panels in here. They're going to be different lengths. I don't know if I'm smart about this. I'll duplicate this a couple of times first. Give me a few variations of this tint. Now I can do the edge line on this one. Looks like we've got a little bit of room for a bit of patchwork on these as well, because I think they probably would have obviously had to repair the tents. so we've got a tent here. Let's just draw the lines underneath, so we can just draw and match up. I'm going to do this one that goes all the way down like this. replace the, not the roof, the flap at the front. So morning, Kev. How are we doing, matey? Just gonna do some asymmetrical detailing on that in a minute. How's things, dude? Thank you for dropping in today. What have you been up to, man? All that effort, eh? It's appreciated, dude. It's appreciated. Your car part? What are you waiting for, mate? How come you're homeschooling, man? The kids off school with call it school closed or something? Key barrel went on a car over a month ago. Yeah, can you imagine that's going to be tough going, mate? You fitting it yourself, or are you going to get a mechanic on it? Do you know what? I'll do almost any jobs in the house, but I will not touch a car. I ain't getting involved in that. To build a wall or fit a kitchen or tile a bathroom or do some plumbing or any of that kind of stuff, I'll tackle it head on. Carney's work, I ain't even going near it with a stick. Covered in the brown stuff. Oh, your neighbour's a mechanic. Yep. That's what you need, mate.
Liftoff of mission 41D, the first flight of the orbital Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
Hey, how you doing, mate?
Computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
You getting fed up? Dragging, is it? I need time to go back the other way. I do. I ain't got enough time. Never enough time. Take an 8. Okay, yours has run out of quantum something. You're sleep deficient like me and you can't finish a sentence. They were talking about suits making me yawn. Hey, have you played that Power World yet? Decent game actually. Blatantly a knockoff of Pokemon. No matter what they say. Apparently they've had it legally checked and it's in the clean. It's basically Minecraft meets Breath of the Wild meets Pokemon with guns. It is, it is better than Pokemon. Because with this one, you actually can go around and just fight them yourself. Like you can literally just pick up a stick and walk around, and just clobber the Pokemon things. It's an entertaining game, to be fair. Jacob's getting into it. RJ Chaven on YouTube, thanks for the sub. Frostpunk 2. Dude, you know far more games than I have. What's Frostpunk 2? Frostpunk is a game where the entire world freezes over and people build huge engines that produce heat and try and make settlements in a few places that are still relatively livable. The goal is to establish a colony and try and make it survive. Alright, cool. Are we talking kind of a first person type game or third person, or is it like a strategy city builder like Sims, not Sims, what's it called, SimCity kind of? Is that me showing my age now? We're talking about SimCity. Is that still a thing? So I used to like those kind of games, but I like super casual now. Oh right, yeah. More like Settlers. Yeah, right, I get what you're saying there. The extra challenges are what appeal. That one wouldn't be like that one. Excuse me. put some patches in. Yeah, I agree entirely. However, the whole thing's still got to fit on a print bed, which is where I'm going to struggle a little bit. So I know George wants to print these as a single piece. So, excuse me, I'll do this one like this. I'm going to do a couple of different style ones. Yeah, I've still got to do the pegs, the anchors for the ropes. So I say at the moment they're just floating. Where did that go? There it is. So you're impressed with the fighting games community? What do you mean? Are they just rational human beings? See, now this is why I don't play the competitive shooters, dude. No, so I'll just stay away from anything multiplayer these days. I'm doing with the drama. That Pal World, you can have that in multiplayer mode where people can come to your world. I'm like, nah, I'm not even inviting that. They can do one. It is if you know who you're playing with. I tend to not trust other people to have fun, right? No, it's not that at all. It's just I'm just antisocial when it comes to gaming. Like gaming time for me is like the rare occasions I get it. It's a wind down time for me to just like, you know, get out of my own head and whatever else. It's not a time when I want to be like, you know, chatting to people and kind of, you know, engaging with other human beings. It's a solo venture. Mate, yeah, totally. Mate, I'll be up in the mountains living like a hermit if we're given a choice, but no, I've never been one for the multiplayer games, to be honest. I'm old school. I like my multiplayers to be like my mate sitting in a room with a controller in hand with me. Bust the beers out. Yeah, I mean the truth of the matter is I'm just too good on these PvP things, and I'll just annihilate everybody, and it's no fun then. That's why I don't play them. Hey Dennis, how you doing, mate? What you learn, Abe? Having goal in mind when you play a game is a surefire way to get bored the moment you reach it. What, I'm going to do X, Y and Z in the game, and then you hit it and then it's like, oh, now what? Yeah, good, thanks Dennis. So just cracking on with this Baron's War stuff, making some desert terrain pieces. a tear. That's not a patch. Better do that tear on the inside as well, hadn't I? Oh, nice. Oh, very cool. If you want to share them on the server, mate, feel free. Always nice to see what you're working on. Did you guys see, by the way, as well, there's we've talked about kind of IP theft and copyright and how you need a case precedent to kind of be able to prosecute and everything, and I think it's happened finally. There's a creator, I'll put it in the let me just find the and tell you who it was. I posted it into the industry gossip section of the here we go. Now this is potentially quite big, so no, this isn't even Star Wars, this is Games Workshop, mate. So basically this E-Man G has been doing these kind of files. So that is obviously Bellacore outright. What he's done is he's ripped the files from Total War, Warhammer Total War. So he's taken the game, the files from the video game, and then he's like done a detail pass on them and kind of like made them, you know, better than the poly models that are in the game. But yeah, basically in September, Games Workshop filed a series of infringement claims with the US Patents Office in Washington. He set out to find a legal representative. Attempts to negotiate with the claimant's attorneys were made and refused. And after multiple consultations and legal counsel, I'm likely to have to file for bankruptcy with damages to these legal charges being levied against me. So basically, like, this is actually now, I mean, technically he's used their actual IP because it's come out of a licensed product. And yeah, people haven't been haven't been very kind about the whole thing because it was literally stolen IP. But the thing is now, Games Workshop have got this this precedent set where they've prosecuted an STL producer, successfully sued them and pushed them to the point of having to like basically shut down their business and pull all their files off the internet and all that kind of business. So this guy is well and truly screwed now. So as of today, he's got no. I don't know actually. It was I think it was in a Warhammer group. You know, the Old World. It was one of those Old World groups. I spotted it. Dennis, go onto the onto my Discord server. Go into the industry gossip section here, and I've posted the link to the Facebook article. So obviously the post here has come from Thomas Atom. but obviously this is a person who's like a fan of Emanji, so this I believe has been posted on like the Patreon page or something. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, it looks like he's put some effort into making the models better, but he's still ripped the models straight out of the game. So you know, there's no creativity there. There's some skill gone into it, but there's no creativity. And unfortunately, I say unfortunately, fortunately for, you know, quality standards across the market, this now becomes a precedent in law where other companies will use this to springboard future. Yeah, absolutely. You don't just go and sculpt somebody else's models. I mean, it'd be like somebody coming and taking my models, downloading my models off my like Patreon page or my manufacturer or whatever, and then reworking the detail on them and just putting them up again. So yeah, he may have posed them because I've come out T-pose and whatever else. He may have posed them and he may have done a bit of a detailed pass on them, but they are Games Workshop models ultimately, aren't they? Well, you say he doesn't have to sculpt details. When you export a model from a game, they come out in a low poly format. So essentially, the high poly model is faked on with your not matte caps, what do you call it? The bump maps and textures and stuff like that. So I suppose you might be right. Yeah, and the thing is, mate, GW as well, with all of this stuff coming out in here, all of this stuff is also part of the old world, which obviously they're going to be hot on that at the moment because it's the new release. Anything that is, you know, old world infringing at the moment, I imagine somebody's going to get like properly slammed. So well, there you go then. Something I didn't know. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's been a long time coming, and now that it's happened, I think we're going to start seeing a lot more of the same kind of thing. I've said it for a long time, basically somebody needs to be the first to get sued to buggery to deter anybody else from trying it, basically. I think once word gets around, once people start seeing what's happened and the fallout from it, we should start seeing people they're even going to be more cautious about it, more secretive. Because this guy was giving his stuff away for free, by the way. He wasn't even charging for these files. He had them available for free. He was charging for Patreon. So I don't think it's even a case you can call it fan art. I'm releasing it for free, and I'm not charging people for it. I think if you're monetizing in any way, even through a Patreon paywall, they'll have you for it. They're going to have you for it for having the files there full stop, because they don't want them in the public domain. But this guy's basically saying, like, you know, I'm not allowed to post any of these files anywhere again. If you see them online in a Telegram group or, you know, cults or anywhere else, then they've been posted by somebody else who's not me, because frankly, now that he's on the radar, if he does breach that legal agreement or the legal kind of restrictions and whatever they've been put on him, then he's going to be in a world of pain with it. Yeah, exactly, and that's it. There's so many people out there, and people are, you know, with any kind of market, any kind of creative market, there's always people out there who will abuse it and you know, do the wrong thing. But I actually think the reason that was posted in that group was almost like a case of, guys, all the stuff's getting removed on the oh yeah, there is that as well, could be AI. I think it's more a case of when it was posted, I think it was like, guys, these files are all getting pulled on the 24th, get in fast and get all the stuff you want. Do you know what the market's like? They want the models, but they don't want to pay the prices. Well, let's just send this one over now as a first pass. We'll see what I think. I hate that dynamic solo. Let's put my dude back in the scene so we can compare him for size. Oops. I need to put rocks around the outside, don't I? So let's just do a little ring of rocks. What's that? I love the way they call themselves AI engineers, by the way, as well. Because like, have you ever seen adverts in the papers or on the job sites for people who make sandwiches at Subway? They call them sandwich artists. I kind of think, could you get a more pretentious description of a job? So, you know, the last few times I've been to Subway, the people who made my sandwiches were bloody artists. Yeah, exactly. That's it. These really convincing stones, by the way. They're not going to stay like that. I will obviously be carving them all up. I'm sure there's a better way I could have done this, but I mean, for a start, making 3 or 4 stones and then just copying each one's separately, but. Save it. Oh guys, I'm only going to be working online until 1 o'clock today, so we've got about another 45 minutes, give or take. I'm working through this tent, so I'll do this tent, and then once I've done this one, I'll jump onto another one. I'll do another canopy variation. But I'm just going to send this one over to the guys at Footsore to give me a thumbs up and approval on it. So one of the things with client work is obviously you get a brief, you do a little bit of work on it, and you need to maintain contact so that you can approve it. You don't want to go too far into the whole thing and have them turn around and go, no, you got that totally wrong. Now what I would say is if they do turn around and say, you got that totally wrong, I'm releasing this myself, so I quite like this tent. So if it's wrong for the theme and stuff, it's still going to find its way onto the market. This one is. So when I'm making rocks with like this, what I'm trying to do is just obviously just break up the round form, make it far more irregular. So I don't really I just scrub at it using trim dynamic, and I just want to kind of create a few angular planes in there. 'Cause when we paint rocks, they're basically going to be dry brushed most of the time, I think. So we need to make sure there's a little bit of something that's dry brushable. So you want those little angular facets in there. I've got my extractor working in the office, in the print room finally yesterday, and it doesn't half make a difference. Like, I can hear it running, which is neither here nor there. It's very, very, very quiet. Even in the room it's quiet, but I can still hear it in the background. But yeah, the actual smell in there, even when I've got the lid off the isopropyl, which is normally a bit when it really smells. Although I don't use isopropyl, I use methylated spirits, which is probably also why it really smells. It never used to smell as bad when I was just using isopropyl, I don't think. Using the purple methylated spirits was a mistake. It should have been the clear low odour stuff. And you always need to remember as well, representative of a rock as well, not an actual rock. That's what we're aiming for. Big stretch. And I was cracking my back as well. One thing I've not done on these, which you can obviously do if you're doing rocks like this, is use the clay build-up tool. So I'm just doing it as a subtractive thing by just carving away and planing off bits. You can go in there and add like little nodules and lumps and bumps and things like that using the clay build-up brush. But whatever you do, you want it to not be round, it's not cannonball. I've got a bit of a disparity here, haven't I? So I might have to even this up a bit because it's like bloody ridiculous now that I've put it like that. Sort of fell up halfway around and changed the scaling on the things. that's a bit better. A bit more evenly distributed now. Inside I just want to, actually none of them have gone inside I don't think. A couple have. On the inside I just want to make sure there's no evidence of the rocks here. One coming through the tent. And then I've got to slice the bottoms off. So, now for ease here, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to group mask so they're all one thing. I'm going to slice straight through at the bottom there. Take the top bit here. I'm going to auto group so they're all separate. And I'm going to do group and Dynamesh. I can just highlight the whole bottom group and get rid. Now if I just mask the bottom ½ millimeter. I can take my, what do we call it now, the Orbrock detail brush. These little gaps. Hey Rich, how we doing, matey? What do you think? Worth the watch? I'll say I've enjoyed it. I quite enjoyed Gladiators. I mean, it's crap in its own way, like, but it's part of the appeal, isn't it? Nostalgia, isn't it? Though it's that it's definitely got the same feel as it had in the 90s. Which, I mean, honestly, I don't know if it's a good thing. Yeah, if you're gonna watch programs I've recommended, you need to get yourself watching Obliterated on Netflix. Where's that one come from? There. Obliterated is you basically, so episode 1 you've got this like gung ho proper, you know, isn't America amazing kind of special forces unit. They're made up of all like these elites from all different units. They basically have to go to Las Vegas to capture a Russian arms dealer who's trying to sell a nuke to a Chinese. What are they now? Like a tech company, Chinese tech company trying to buy a nuke. So they go in there and they big mission in the first episode, and they do their bit, disarm the bomb, capture the dealer. Everything's kind of like, you know, sorted. And then they get told, like, you know, well, what's next? And they're like, well, we'll disband, rally back at base tomorrow for a debrief. And they're like, nah, screw that. We've been on this mission for like 4 months without a break. We're in Vegas, you know, we've got a ton of money left in our war chest, so let's blow the war chest, spend all the money on getting obliterated in Vegas. And it basically turns into like The Hangover from that point. So you've got this action gung ho kind of aspect of all the special forces people, but then you've got this like hangover, drunken debauchery kind of thing going on. Where like they've got, you know, all sorts of stuff happening, and then whilst everybody is completely off their heads, they get a phone call from the base, from their you know, from the military leaders, basically saying, yeah, it's really, really good. Basically saying, like, you know, the nuke was a fake, the real one's still out there. It's gonna blow up Vegas in 6 hours. You've got to get out there and find it. And then this group of, you know, hungover, hammered, hallucinating special forces guys end up going off trying to find the real nuke. And it's about, I'd say it's between like 6 and 8 episodes long or something like that, but I have not laughed so much in a long time watching as I did watching that. It was full on, like, hilarious. I say I've kind of given you the gist of the first episode, but I think that's necessary. But beyond that first episode, it's so much fun. It's stupid. It's full on, like, ridiculous. It's the kind of thing Hayley would come into the room like, what is this crap you're watching? It's that kind of thing, but I would still recommend anybody give it a try. If you can switch off and just enjoy a program for what it is, then it's a very, very, very good watch. Honestly, it gets better after the first episode as well. First episode's pretty good, but like, I think every episode's got at least 1 or 2 proper, like, laugh out loud moments. But you've still got, like, you still get all the action and, like, you know, all of the stuff you'd expect from, like, a, you know, a military kind of action movie, whatever. Where's that rock come from? Got a random rock living in the middle of my camp. Where's that come from? Oh, you live there now. That's fine. Oh my god, there's loads of them. Yeah, it certainly is worth a watch though, Rich. I mean, it's very, very rude. It's very, very crass and crude and stuff like that. So it might have just put everybody off. What she would have missed is she might have been like, not for me. Alright, fair enough then. I think it's more the gratuitous sex and stuff like that, but it's found its way into almost everything now, hasn't it? I have to be really careful when I'm looking for things to watch with Jacob, because he likes his fantasy stuff, you know, like we've been watching the Harry Potter movies and we've been watching Hobbit and Lord of the Rings and things, and I see things, I kind of go, oh, you might like that, but then I know I've got to give it a proof watch before I kind of even let him anywhere near it. So I can't just go, oh, here's a TV show we can watch. Here's a film we can watch. Here's a show we can watch, because it's you know, it's a good bit of, you know, fantasy movie or whatever. Everything's playing off the back of Game of Thrones, isn't it? So, right, let's try this one. Let's render this up and send it to the Footsore dudes, and we'll see what they say. Well, I was talking earlier about Pal World. It's like a little game that's on PC and Xbox and everything else. It's rated 7+. So I thought, sweet. Now, you do have guns in it. You do have bombs in it. You are shooting random animals and stuff. There is also an aspect that you can actually capture humans in a Pokeball, so it's like Pokemon but with the Pokeballs and stuff, but you can actually capture humans in the Pokeballs, and you can sell their parts for money in black market stores and stuff. So there's certain aspects that are probably less than, you know, friendly for a 7-year-old kid. And I played it after Jacob had gone to bed the other night. I was having a little go, and I threw a ball at this creature to catch it, and I failed. and a little caption come up at the bottom saying, "The cheeky bastard escaped," and I'm like, that is not appropriate language for a 7+ rated game. Do you know what I mean? If I'd let him watch something that was on his Netflix profile, and somebody turned around and went, "Oh, you cheeky bastard," I'd be like, whoa, back up a minute. It says 7+ on here. But from what I understand, I can't remember who it was, someone said the other day, apparently there's been a bit of controversy around AI because the guy who's done the game is Japanese. I suspect a lot of the dialogue has been AI generated. So, yeah, it is a decent game, to be fair. But yeah, you can't even believe a 7+ rating now, you know what I mean? Cheeky bastard. I mean, I've said that myself when I've, played Pokemon in the past and they've escaped from the ball, but I don't expect my character to be saying it in the game. There you go. Cheers, mate. Good luck with the car, dude. I'll catch up with you later, man. I'm keeping my eyes peeled now in that game for any more kind of expletives in the thing. Like, it's like going to throw a ball and go, "Get in there, you little shit." Oh, cock! I missed. So I've only spotted the one. In there, so we'll have to see what else crops up. But right, snipping tool, that's what I'm looking for. Oh, Kev's been in since the beginning of the stream. He was the first one here. He's lurking around. Lurking and lurking. Then. Right, now what I'm thinking is the next one, save this so I don't lose my progress. Why's your printer getting picked up, mate? You're getting rid, aren't you? Yeah, it's a good excuse to get some painting done, mate. I haven't used my Sonic Mini 4K in a while, and I did a bit of a clean up on it last night since I got my Saturn 3 Ultra, but I've got quite a lot of stuff to print at the moment, so I thought I'll put the other printers into action. And I went to go and check it, and I've got like literally the right half of my screen to a straight line through the middle of the screen is illuminated fine. The left hand side is like really, really dim, and I don't know if it's my screen that's duff or if it's my LED array that's gone. But either way, my Sonic Mini is like kaput, I think. So if I'm going to spend money on repairing it, I think I'd rather put it towards getting another Saturn 3 Ultra. Right guys, I can't really do any more at the moment until I get back from the guys, and I'm going to be off stream in about 20 minutes, so I'm not going to, I might just finish a bit earlier. Yeah mate, the Saturn 3 Ultra is a really good printer, to be fair. I'm probably going to end up buying about half a dozen of them or more for when we start scaling up Crystal Collapse production. So I think we can get quite a lot of stuff turned out on them things, but it is a really good printer. The best price I think online for them, mate, is 3D Jake as well. Amazon sell them with a quicker delivery turnaround, but 3D Jake you'd probably save about 100 quid off the deal. Do you know I still haven't? No, I need to get hold of some of it from him because it's about the same price as the Sonic, the Aqua 4K, but it's water washable. He swears by the stuff, obviously he would, but it's, from what I've seen of it, it performs really well. It's got all the properties I want in a resin, but because it's water washable, it means I can get rid of all the harsh chemicals for cleaning. So, and that's the bit that bothers me the most about the whole thing, is the smell of like the methylated spirits and the isopropyls and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think if I can get my hands on some of that, and he can get a reliable supply of it, because I think he was selling out really fast. But yeah, I need to get a sample off him, and I'll go away. I need to get a sample off him and get some on the printer to try it out and test it against my other stuff. So I've still got my my resin testing going on at the moment. I've got all these resins I've still got to kind of work my way through and test the properties of them. And so far I've got my three favourites, which are the Frozen Aqua 4K, which is my standard, followed by cheaper but far stinkier alternative of the Anycubic Standard Plus, and then stepping up a notch to the Amira Labs TGM7, which obviously is the the wargaming kind of gold standard, really, where it's like super flexible, super detailed, and all is great with the world. But on that note, dude, I am gonna have to. I'm gonna leave you guys to it. I'm gonna say adios for the day. I'm gonna go get some prints prepped, get some other bits and bobs done. I've got some admin to get out, and then once the futsal guys get back to me, I'll make some more tents. So you two, have a good one. Thanks for dropping in. Thanks for tuning in today. I'll say shorter stream than usual, but I'll be back possibly tomorrow. So keep your eyes peeled, and I'll catch you later, taters.